In this video, I'm going to be finding out if you can buy a pair of shoes on Vinted and go and run your fastest half marathon. Running shoes have become too expensive. There is no reason in this world how you can justify £210 on a shoe like this. £210. So that got me thinking, is there value in buying second-hand running shoes and using them instead of spending £210 on shoes like this? So what I decided to do, I came up with a brilliant idea. I've got some races coming up and I thought to myself, you know what? Let's get onto Vinted and see if I can get myself a decent pair of running shoes to race in and see if I can go and do a PB in them. And by hopefully doing that, I actually prove to you that you don't need to be spending £210, £250, £400 on racing shoes necessarily. You could go onto somewhere like Vinted and pick up an absolute bargain that will help you run your fastest times. So what I did, I went onto Vinted and I had a look around, and there's loads of stuff on there, by the way. It's a bit of a rabbit hole when you go and get a Vinted account. But anyway, I went onto Vinted and I did some searching. Now what I wanted was a carbon plated racing shoe, and I didn't want to spend more than £100 for sure, but I didn't really want to spend more than £50 if I'm honest. Now you have to be a little bit realistic. You've got to give and take a little bit here and there. So I wasn't necessarily looking for a certain shoe. All I really wanted was like a sort of modern-ish race day shoe, something with some carbon in, something with a super foam in it, and again, ideally around that £50 price target. So after much negotiations on Vinted, I bought these. Yeah, look. Vaporfly people, I got myself a pair of Vaporflies. Now these were labelled up as Vaporfly 2s, but actually I think they're Vaporfly 1s. So whoever had that sort of thing up, I think you actually got it wrong, but I didn't really care. And I paid, get ready for it, £55. Yes people, £55. Now look. There's the bottom of them, let's have a look. But look at the front here, look, there's hardly any wear on these. £55 people, look. Now this is going to be torn up because it's Zoom X, okay? And they all got like that. And how much this foam sort of like packed up over the years, we're going to find out. But look at the upper, there's nothing wrong with this upper at all. And the other one's the same, just to prove it. Yeah, look, here we go, see that? Other one's exactly the same. There's the front of it. So look, £55 people. Can you believe it? So after sitting for a while and feeling extremely smug, I then got to plan where I'm going to use these. So originally I was going to go and put these into a 10K, but then I had the opportunity to do a half marathon. And after getting back from the Chicago Marathon, I really wanted to go and do that half marathon. So that's what we're going to do, people. We're going to take these along to the Remembrance Run in Saffron Walden, Essex, which is a half marathon. It's pretty flat. Yeah, it is pretty flat, actually. It's basically around an old airfield. The surface is okay. There's a few potholes and things like that. We've had it on the channel before. You might have seen it. I've never done a half marathon there. I've always done a 10K. And usually the Remembrance Run for me is a 10K in that place. But I wanted to take these along, and I wanted to run a half marathon. Now, originally, when I was thinking about going and doing a half marathon, I was like, oh yeah, I'll take the Asics Metaspeed Ray and all this sort of stuff. But then I thought to myself, no, let's take these. Let's get these out and about. Let's see if we can run a PB in these £55 absolute machines that I got on Vinted. So that's what we're going to do, people. I'm taking this shoe to Essex, the shoe that I bought on Vinted for £55, and we're going to see if we can run a half marathon to prove to all of you that you don't need to be spending £300 on brand new carbon plate racing shoes when you can go on Vinted and buy bargains like this.
Okay, shoe challenge, mission accomplished, people. Yep, set a lovely PB. Well, it wasn't really. It was a PB. I'll put it up on the screen because I can't remember exactly what it was. It was 134, basically. I'll be honest, I am a little bit disappointed. I wanted 133 something. I really sort of faded at the end. I think some of that's to do mentally where, you know, I'm just still not recovered from Chicago. And it was bloody windy. We seem to be going into a headwind all the way. But they're excuses. But still should celebrate the fact I ran a PB. And I ran a PB in a pair of shoes that were £58. So there we go, team. I think that says it all, really, in the respect of you don't need to be spending £400. And it's funny, Ben Felton was there, who I love. Big shout out to Ben. He was in the £400 Evo 2s and he ran 111. So it does make you think, is it the shoe? Nah, of course it isn't. It's down to Ben, right? And this is my point. It's down to you as a runner what ultimately comes out. I mean, I've seen people run sub 3 in all sorts of shoes. So whether you go out and spend £300 on a pair of carbon-plated super shoes, that's up to you. But what hopefully I've demonstrated today is, firstly, you can get some really good bargains on Vinted. You don't need to be spending a what's-it load of money if you think that's going to make the difference in terms of running a PB. I bought a £58 pair of shoes, including postage, direct to my house. I went and took them and done a half marathon PB. Could I have gone quicker? Yeah. Was that down to the shoes? No, it was down to me. So that's the thing, isn't it? It's down to me, and it's how you work with the shoes. But my advice to all of you is don't waste your money on all these new shoes that I keep reviewing on this YouTube channel. Go out and get yourself a pair off of Vinted and save yourself some dosh, people. Running's meant to be free. And I appreciate that why we go out and buy these fancy shoes and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, have a hunt about on Vinted or eBay or wherever you buy shoes. I don't know, your mate's got a pair. But honestly, it's more about you as a runner, the work you do in the gym, and the sessions you do in the week and the consistency that you get than what, you know, the price tag on your pair of shoes is. So there we go, team. I hope you enjoyed our sort of Vinted PB second-hand running shoe video. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you didn't, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys later.